How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have another community questions video for you guys. It should be quite interesting though to read through all the different answers of this. I feel like none of them are going to be the same as each other's. There may be some that do match up a little bit, but I think you guys are all going to have different opinions in this one, so it should be very interesting. But anyway, I put a post on my community section on YouTube and you guys all came and left comments, and the question that I gave to you guys today was, what is the worst thing about RuneScape? Also, what is the best thing about RuneScape? Comment one answer for both in the same comment and you may be in the next video. I also always say that any names that look like real names will be cropped unless you tell me not to. It just makes it easier for me to edit rather than worrying whose name can be included and whose can't. But I wanted to include both questions in this, the best and the worst, because I didn't want it to be completely this big negative thing. The title probably just says the worst because, let's be honest, you guys will click on that so much faster than me putting like the worst and the best. But you'll have to just see. I don't know what's going to happen just yet. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like on it if you do. Do subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of content. I also do other stuff like PVM stuff, just tons of different stuff to be honest. So if that interests you, check out my channel and then do subscribe when you are enjoying the videos. But anyway, let's take a look at your comments and let's find out what the worst things and the best things are about RuneScape. Alright, our first comment says, the worst thing has to be certain boss mechanics, such as timed ones where if you are off a tick, you suffer greatly. So this could be like literally the uppercut in Telos possibly, or I'm sure most of you guys have been doing Kerapak lately, where he dives on you and does the melee damage. If you don't surge at the right time is one of the ways to deal with it anyway. So I'm sure that you're probably talking about one of those as well. But yeah, these mechanics can be a pain in the ass to deal with. But to be honest, dude, I actually really enjoy these sort of mechanics. I know that it's timing, and I know that the tick system is a bit awkward sometimes, but these mechanics are really cool in my opinion and adds some extra stuff to the game. But I guess I can completely see where you're coming from because I can see these being fairly annoying, especially if say like your internet's not as stable as you'd like it to be. You said the best thing has to be the autonomy of skilling. You're absolutely right. This is definitely something that works really well in this game. Being able to do whatever skills you want to do whenever you want to do them and not really always being forced into doing them. Obviously if you want to do a quest and that's got like a skill requirement, then you have to do that, but that's your decision. Did you want to do that quest in the first place? If so, then you know you're gonna have to get those skills up. But overall you can completely design your character how you want to do it, and you can work on like the skills and stuff that you want to do specifically. There's no theme park where it takes your hand and it takes you along and you have to level this and you have to level that. You just basically build your character whichever way you want to do, and that is absolutely really cool. The next comment says, the worst is 100 ticks per minute and the best is the friends we made along the way. Okay, so the tick system, again, this is actually mentioned kind of in the last one, I suppose, when you said such as timed ones being missed and stuff, but the tick system in this game is something a lot of people complain about, but honestly, I might be on the other side of the fence with this, you know. I feel like there needs to be a way to deal with the tick system a little bit better. Maybe it needs to be implemented a bit better, but I also feel like a lot of the mechanics that we have at bosses probably wouldn't be possible without it. I'm not a game developer, so I don't know for sure, but I know that this game has bosses and like mechanics and stuff that other games just can't seem to like implement in them. If anyone watching is a game developer or understands how this works, then do let me know in the comments, or just explain if I'm right or if I'm sort of misunderstanding or not. But I would say that quite a lot of the mechanics that we have for bosses would only be possible because we have a tick system. Whether it needs to be like as fast or as slow as it is, I assume that that's part of the reason that we can have them. Now, I'm comparing this to games like Arcade or games like Black Desert Online, where there's amazing bosses, there's like all this sort of stuff, and the combat is brilliant, and the game is like it just runs fluid, it runs smooth, right? The only issue is the bosses in there are basically just gather as many people as you can and just charge and hit the boss. They do some mechanics, but they're not really mechanics. They're just sort of big attacks that you can dodge out of the way of, but at the same time, it's just not the same thing where we have like use this ability at this specific time, or use this ability to deal with a specific insta-kill mechanic, or stand here, do this, do that. Like our in-depth mechanics seem to me to come from the fact that we have a tick system. Now, this opens up a lot of doors to Jagex being able to make awesome bosses, I think. Assuming I'm right on this, then I'd say that honestly, I'd actually rather put up with a tick system that we're already used to and have amazing content like Kerapak just came out recently, and that boss is absolutely epic. I am so impressed with the ideas that they've got, but these ideas, some of them may not have been possible without a tick system. But again, I could be wrong. You'll have to let me know in the comments if I am. If I am, just tell me to shut up because it's been 2 minutes and I could be so wrong. But I'm pretty sure the tick system helps allow mechanics and things. As for the best, you said the friends we make along the way. Yeah, I completely agree. This is an MMO at the end of the day. You do make friends, you do make like strong relationships, getting in clans, friends chats, all that sort of stuff. And I play with like regular people almost every single day. I'll see who's online, I'll ask people if they want to play. People ask me if I want to play, and it's really cool. Like, it's such a nice thing to do. Not only that, of course, I use my community quite a lot for videos like this because it's just nice to get people in. Like, it's nice to get to a point where I can recognize most of my commenters, like my common regular commenters. It's absolutely awesome to see. So completely agree with you. The friends that you make along the way and the community that you get involved in is definitely one of the best parts of this game. The next comment says, for me, the worst is either the death system or the tick system. Damn, the tick system has been mentioned 3 times now, but the death system, I knew this would be in there somewhere. The best, the feeling when you get that drop you've been searching for. Okay, so basically, the worst systems that you're saying, or the worst things that you're saying, is the death system or the tick system. One can cause the other, to be honest. The tick system can cause you to have the death system, but absolutely, let's focus on the death system for this one. I completely agree. The death system in this game kind of needs a little bit of work and a little bit of looking at, a bit of love, a bit of updating, because it is super outdated. I think it was a long time ago. Now the prices of items are so high, dying with some decent gear in the game can actually set you back like 11 to 12 mil, which can be an hour of work just gone from one death. Now, if that's caused by things like lag, by the tick system, by the really bad servers, and not just by a mistake that you've made or a risk that you've taken, then it kind of feels bad, and it kind of like puts a downer on the entire rest of the time you're playing. Because imagine you were doing something and it was 8 mil an hour, but you had that chance at getting a big drop. So let's use ED3 as a great example. If you run from the beginning to the end of ED3, doing 2 runs and not including Ambassador's loot, you could actually probably expect around about 10 mil for that. And it would probably take you about an hour. If you died once, or if you lagged and then got killed, or if you disconnected or anything like that, if you do that and you don't have a Ring of Death on, that can set you back that entire 10 mil or even more, depending on how much gear you do have. Which means that full hour you've done, if you don't get a drop, is just not been worth it whatsoever due to something that you didn't even do. Yes, okay, if you go in, you don't use a Ring of Death, and then you do something stupid and get killed, or you take a risk, then hey, that's on you. You took the risk, you knew what the outcome could have been, and that's not that bad because you chose that decision. But when it's something like a disconnect or laggy servers or just something stupid like a bug or anything like that, then it's just unfortunate and it just really doesn't feel good. As for the best, you said the feeling you get when you get that drop you've been searching for. This is what keeps people playing. This is what PVMers chase for 24/7. That feeling you get when you've been doing a boss for about 4 hours, 5 hours, and you finally see that golden beam and you're like, oh, there's a golden beam of light. What is it? Is it some stupid rare drop table? And then you look in the chat and you see that you've received a doubled Eldritch crossbow piece, and you're like, huh, it finally happened. And even me just sat here now just talking about this is making me get the same sort of feeling of like, yes, that is such a good feeling. It's something that keeps you hooked on this game. It keeps you addicted. Honestly, chasing after that feeling is the reason you've managed to sit there and do that boss for 4 hours without seeing anything, or do it for even longer. I know some of you guys at ED3 are literally about 200, 300 kills in and not seeing a single piece. I don't know how that feels, but I know for a fact that the reason you're doing that is because at the end, when you get that one piece, you're going to forget about those past 200 kills because you've got it. It feels good. You don't care anymore. It's dumb. And you know what you're going to do? You're probably going to go for a back-to-back because why not? And then if you go another 100 dry, it doesn't even matter because when you finally get that drop, you're going to forget about that as well. But that is a great feeling, and I'm very interested to hear, do you guys get that same sort of thing? In the comments, let me know. When you've done a boss for ages, you've been dry for ages, when you finally get the drop, does it suddenly just disappear? So up until that point, you're thinking like, I've been dry at this boss for so long, frick this game, I'm so tired of it, I'm so fed up. Boom, there's the drop. Frick it, nothing happened, we've got the drop, happy days, so excited, let's go back to that boss. Is that something that happens to you as well? Because that's what I'm like whenever I go dry, if I ever go dry, but you know what I mean. Let me know in the comments, I'm very interested. The next comment actually is only one, and it is the negative one. We will go through it anyway, and it says Jagex or Jagex. Some of you guys like to make sure I'm aware that it says Jagex, not Jagex, but Jagex not giving out perm bans or rollbacks to bug abusers. For example, the treasure hunter exploit that had infinity keys, free bonus experience, and gold. And also the Elite Dungeon 3 glitch, people made hundreds of billions and only got a 2-week ban. So this is actually kind of true in some cases, and honestly, I was a little bit surprised to hear that the people who did the ED3 glitch did only get a 2-week ban. Yes, that is absolutely true. But when they came back, they got to keep all of their stuff as well. Jagex hadn't gone through their accounts and removed stuff. They just hadn't. There's no money missing. There's no items missing. At least in most of the cases that I've heard of, there wasn't anyway. There may have been like one person that I've seen maybe posting on Twitter saying that their stuff had been actually been taken. But most of the time, I know that this was not a thing. People would get the bans. Nothing would be taken. Nothing would be done about it. They'd log back in to all of their money. Now, this was something that they could make way more money of than they would ever be able to do in 2 weeks anyway. So it was worth it to them. And I'm sure the next time there's a bug, they'll do it again because they're not going to permaban them for it. There's just no reason for people to actually be that worried about it. As soon as they see a bug that can be like, yep, this can make me billions, they're going to jump on it and do it. Now, fair warning to anyone listening, I'm not telling you guys that you should definitely do that if you notice something, because you could lose your account. Like, they could just change their mind one day and be like, nah, frick it, we're going to permaban now. Even though in the past they haven't done it, they may just do it. So just be careful in the future. I'm not telling you guys you should do it. In fact, I'm telling you guys you shouldn't do it. Bug abuse is bad. As for the one about the treasure hunter keys, yep, this happened as well. A little while back, before the ED3 bug, there was something where a promotion let you have unlimited keys. It would give you more oddments back, and there was a sale, I think, on keys or something, and you could spend those oddments because you got more oddments than you would spend on keys, and you could basically increase your max amount of oddments while also getting unlimited keys, which meant unlimited money, unlimited experience. Like, it was just a big circle of being able to get free treasure hunter stuff. Now, a lot of people jumped on this, and a lot of people went straight ahead and did as much as they can. Now, I do not blame anyone for doing this, because the people who did it, they just looked at it and went, look, this promotion makes more like oddments than it does to spend the keys. I'm going to do it. Like, why wouldn't you do it? If you notice this, you would have done it. Let's be honest, guys. If I noticed this, I probably would have done it a little bit as well, because it's like, in your mind, it was JX that made the mistake, and you're not really doing anything except like the features. You're not forcing a bug. You're not forcing anything like an exploit or anything. It is literally just, look, I can buy keys and make more money back. Why wouldn't I do it? Now, I can understand why people did it, and I do not blame them for doing it. But the whole point of it is, JX did decide the people that took advantage of this was going to get a ban. The people who took a big advantage of this would to get a 2-week ban. Now, those people that got a 2-week ban didn't lose any of their stuff. I know this. I know full well that this is true, because I know people that did it and kept all of their stuff. They came back. They had so many oddments, so much bonus experience, and so much of the stuff for money and stuff. It literally didn't get wiped. So why even bother banning people? This is the thing. If they're going to say something, if they're going to back something up, they need to put their foot down and they need to do the work. They can't just ban people for 2 weeks and then be like, okay, I know you just exploited the game in about 30 minutes and made more than you would have been able to get in 2 weeks. But you know what? You're going to get a 2-week ban. When you come back, you just keep all the stuff that you got, no problem. Just don't do it again. You know what's going to happen next time it happens again? They're going to do it again. And why they're going to do it again? Because last time they got to keep everything and it was worth it. Like I said, the people who did it, go you. Like, there's absolutely no reason why you wouldn't have done it. I completely agree with you. And honestly, you didn't even think it was a bug, probably, because it's just a mistake on their side. And I'm not sure you guys should have even had a ban for it in the first place. They should have just rolled back the people that did all the stuff, said, look, that's our bad. Either we're going to give everybody the same amount of keys that was an average of what was used, or all the accounts that have actually had all these free keys done are going to get rolled straight back. Either way, JX do need to really consider, like, in the future, any bug exploits and stuff, how they're going to handle it, because I know they don't want to permanently ban accounts because they want those players to keep paying for membership. That makes absolute sense. Okay, fair enough. But at the same time, if there's big bugs like that, they cannot start just giving out pointless punishments for no reason. It doesn't do anything. It's a waste of time, and people in the future are going to do the exact same thing. Whew, that turned into a little bit of a rant, didn't it? Right, let's move on to another comment, because that is not what this video is meant to be about. Okay, moving on from all that, the next comment says, the worst thing is a lot of dead content scattered around. The best thing is best PVM system engaging and challenging. Absolutely agree with both of these. So the worst thing about a lot of dead content scattered around is definitely something that is it's a bit sad. Like things like Castle Wars, things like certain mini games and stuff. All these things just don't really get used anymore unless it's people AFK in them for, is it Thala, whatever it is, the things you can spend on stuff. And then there's a lot of other stuff like the wilderness is kind of dead except for a couple of hot points, and the rest of it is just kind of ignored and wasted away. But at the same time, we have so much new content coming into the game that that's just the way this is going to be. I don't think there's any way that they can go back and revive everything. It's just not something they can really do. And all MMOs have this as well. So if you look at like World of Warcraft, look at other games like big MMOs, there's going to be zones in there that used to be full and thriving, like full to absolute brim with new players going through, doing this, doing that. And now there's just not any reason for that to be used. As new content and stuff does come out, it does end up replacing it. Now, they could have spent their whole time thinking, okay, is this new content going to ruin this old thing and make it so it's not worth doing anymore? Or they could just do what they did and make sure that when they make new content that does replace that, make sure it's good, make sure it's enjoyable, make sure it's something that players are actually going to have fun doing. That's fine. As long as that bit that's like been replaced isn't literally just being replaced by something that isn't being used as well. It's just being dead. It's just not, you know what I mean? It's not just like dead content on arrival or something like that. Then it's actually not too bad. So if you think about it like this, Would you still be doing King Black Dragon today if Jagex hadn't added any more bosses with different mechanics in the game? Would you still go back to King Black Dragon after 15 years? Or would you rather have all these bosses that have made the game a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable than what you're doing at the moment? Because the King Black Dragon is pretty much dead content at the moment, except for people who are just getting like the log and stuff completed. Otherwise, it's dead content. People aren't doing King Black Dragon for money. It's not worth doing. It's just not a lot of money whatsoever. But everyone's doing Rakcha, everyone's doing Karapak, everyone's doing like Telos and all that sort of stuff. So I think as long as the old content that's dead is being replaced by new content that is enjoyable, then I think we're in a good place. It's absolutely fine. It is sad to see the dead zones and stuff, but it's not the end of the world as long as we've got new stuff to keep us happy and to keep the game feeling a bit fresh. As for the best thing, you said the best PvM system, engaging and challenging. I completely agree with you, dude. There's not much to say about this other than I think RuneScape 3 has one of the best MMO combat systems, and it's like I said earlier about the tick system allowing so many mechanics and stuff. I just think the game has a unique PvM aspect to it. The way bosses work, the mechanics, the way abilities work, the defensive abilities, I think make this game absolutely amazing. Like, of course, all the other combat styles like range, magic and melee are absolutely awesome. They've all got their own abilities and stuff, but the defense abilities themselves make certain bosses, like so many different bosses, like the mechanics so damn good. And of course they can add new defensives if they need to, new abilities here and there whenever they need to for a new boss. And it really wouldn't surprise me if something from God Wars 3 is like so much easier to use from abilities that they've added into the game recently. And if in the future we do see them adding abilities that everybody gets straight away to actually allow for bosses to be entered into the game with mechanics that we can't at the moment deal with. So that's absolutely awesome as well. And I really do think that RuneScape has one of the best sort of PvM or PvE experiences out there. Okay, we will make this our last comment as I have gone on a little bit in some of the past ones. I do apologise, this one may be a little bit less interesting to some of you guys, but hopefully you're still around. If you are, let me know in the comments. Very interested to see how many of you guys come and get this far. I know quite a lot of you do from past videos, so thank you very much to you. But anyway, this comment says, the worst part of RuneScape has to be the duel arena for obvious reasons, and the best part has to be the PvM side of the game. Can't wait for the next God Wars 3 boss. Okay, so the best one we've kind of covered in the last one. The PvM side of the game is absolutely awesome. There's a lot of unique stuff, it's all great, and basically what I said last time. As for you can't wait for the next God Wars 3 boss, I am with you on that. They are doing such a good job with releasing these bosses lately. The mechanics are brilliant, except the Rex Matriarchs, let's just ignore them. Rakcha was great, Karapak is absolutely great, they've got some great ideas, and I'm very interested to see what's coming next. As for the drops and stuff, we'll just have to wait and see. The worst side of it, being the duel arena, I can kind of agree with you on that, to be honest. Yes, I make content about the duel arena, my 2 hours of PvM and state videos, I do that because it's enjoyable for you guys to watch me getting my ass handed to me and all the stakes and stuff and losing loads of money. But at the same time, I always tell you guys, don't go to the duel arena. It's full of scammers for one, and then also it's gambling, it's addicting, it's something that can absolutely screw you over. So I do tell you guys to stay away from it at least twice in the videos, I'm pretty sure, as it is kind of a place that you probably don't want to get yourself into. I know for a fact that this place has created gambling problems in people that are way too young to even have a gambling problem in the first place. Like, they shouldn't be legally allowed to gamble. Not to mention even the people that are legally allowed to gamble, being able to come here and gamble away stuff as well. It's just kind of a toxic environment, I suppose. The way I do it in my videos is very controlled in the fact that that's my money, and once that's gone, it's done. I'm not going to touch my bank. I'm not going to do anything else. It's literally just the 2 hours, and I get a video out of it at the end of the day. I can't possibly lose because YouTube will pay me to make that video anyway, so technically, win or lose, I'm still winning. But for anybody else, people who come here, lose 100 mil and then think, I'm not going to lose again, they'll go and sell some items, they'll come back with 200 mil, stake that, lose that, do the exact same thing, get the credit card out, go and buy some bonds, get some more money from the bonds, come back, lose that as well. These things definitely do happen, and to be honest, I kind of wish that Jagex would do something about it because it's a bit of an issue. So I don't know what they will do about it. I don't think they will do anything about it because, like I said, people buy bonds, people bring the money from the bonds here, and then people stake it away, and then guess what? They go and buy more bonds, and then they bring that money here as well. That's just kind of like a vicious cycle. I had a person who commented a while ago, and I don't know if he's still around, still watching, but they said they have spent so much money on bonds trying to reach a party hat. They finally did reach the party hat, but they spent an absolute fortune on bonds over time. So they can stop doing that now. They were happy about it, but like, that's a lot of money to lose just to get a party hat because of the duel arena. I don't know. For the people who have the money, you're probably thinking, it's only a bit of cash here and there for bonds. It's not too bad. For the people who miss out on paying their rent because of it, that's a different story. But anyway, yeah, I agree. The duel arena is something that is definitely one of the worst parts of the game. Well, would you look at that? We've gone through, we've only had 6 today rather than the 9 that we normally do. But that is going to bring us to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys got this far. If you did and you're not subscribed, maybe you should click the subscribe button because I think you must have enjoyed to get this far anyway. Also, do leave a like on the video if you got this far as well because you must have liked it too, at least, hopefully. And the likes do help out a hell of a lot. I'm sure you guys probably are aware of that by now, but they do help out a lot. Leave a comment down below as well on anything to do with the video at all. I do try and reply to as many as I can. It's getting a lot harder lately, obviously. It's definitely getting a lot harder, but I do try my best. So if I don't reply to you, I do apologize. And if I do, I'll probably be going through as many as I can whenever I get a chance. If you weren't picked in this video, I do apologize. There'll be another post up at some point soon, so keep an eye out for that. But other than that, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I just wanted to give an extra shout out to my channel members. All of you continuously give me extra support each and every month. I really do appreciate it so much. And your names will be on screen right now. So once again, thank you very much. If anyone else is interested in supporting the channel through the channel membership, then click that join button by the subscribe button and you can take a look and see what perks you get while also supporting me as well. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.